Recorded in their mother's basement, Super Nerdland brings you Graded Point 5, where in a comic book it would be worth less than the polybag it comes in.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a, Independence Day episode of Back Issues. We were going to talk about Will Smith, but then we realized that'd just be a sad, just slowly dying career, and we don't want that.
Welcome to Earth!
Everything just went downhill after Hancock. So we're gonna talk about the symbol of Americanness and all that is great about Burgerland.
Hitler.
Yeah, that's totally it.
Wrong show. That's
He's
the
not
German
far
version
off.
of the podcast.
Yeah.
He's not far off.
Considering the subject matter tonight, we're going to end up talking about...
I'm already invoking Godwin's Law if Daryl already hasn't too. You know, when we're talking about Nazi Captain America, we're talking about Captain America in general. The symbol of our national pride in Hail Hydra.
Well, we're going to talk about a lot of what endeared us to the character back when he was a fucking paragon of virtue and shit. And then we'll slide into that fucking skeevy shit. Right?
It's like fucking the fat chick, man. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody wants to.
And it's always me, man. It's always me.
Well, you
guys keep fucking introducing me to the fat chick, and I keep fucking her.
Worst part is we haven't told Daryl it's the same fat chick.
Oh, look, shit, you just found out.
She wears wigs, guys. She wears wigs, so you know.
She's got three, and she rotates between them.
And to be fair, it all looks the same from the back. So. God damn it! I think we've condemned this show to hell already.
Right?
Jesus, there goes the plot, like right out the window.
That is because I am enhanced, herbally enhanced. Okay, I fucking killed the show. You guys want to start from the beginning?
Nah, we got this shit. All right. Check it out. Well, I've been looking at Captain America lately through a lens of our generation. And it feels like, if you listen to the media, our generation has completely lost, the plot. And has gone so far off the rails. And it makes no sense anymore. Just like Captain America.
No shit.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
goddamn. It's done. It's over. Wow. That's the whole show. There you go.
Right?
Sorry, guys. Bye.
Goddamn.
It's 5 minutes. We might have tickled your tick a little bit along the way, but see ya.
Well, no. Captain America is like all these edgy early 30-somethings that have to dabble in fascism.
Mm-hmm.
We all did that, right?
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
But you know what I miss? When, the worst Captain America storyline you could think up was Cap Wolf.
Yeah.
It's like, compared to Nazi Cap, Hydra Cap, yeah, basically, he's a fucking Nazi. But, I mean, it's like, wow, suddenly Cap Wolf is good.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Compared to that shit, for sure, man. I'm watching a character that that was my favorite character growing up, he kind of inspired me in a lot of ways, and fucking...
Yeah.
Kind of... Actually, he was one of the reasons I kept drawing when I was a kid, I just loved the fucking stoicism of the character and the fact that, he had our best interest at heart. Like, everything he did. Like, remember when he went up against fucking Thanos? Quit with the fucking Infinity Gauntlet. And he stood in that motherfucker's face. And didn't stand down. You know what I'm saying? Like
that, yeah, you could kill me with a thought, but fuck you anyway.
Yeah. And that was fucking amazing, man, to me. And that was inspiring. So, when I see something like fucking Hydra Cap, that just fucking drains me, dude. Like, that takes everything about the character that I loved and respected as a kid and throws it out the fucking window. You know? And it tries to be this story of intrigue and shit. Like, you don't know what's going on. Like, hey, we introduced a visionary Captain America or Steve Rogers or whatever walking through this dream world and shit. And all of a sudden he's met with Bucky and, other friends and shit. It's supposed to be like this, like, inspiring thing. But in the middle of this fucking storyline where they took the Captain America that I grew up with and fucking shat on him, that is disheartening as fuck.
It is. I don't know. It's like... I remember, the good times of Captain America. Like you mentioned the Infinity Gauntlet, where he just stands up to Thanos and is like...
Yeah.
He's big and inspiring in a way Superman never was to me.
Right. Because, to me, I mean, this was a everyday man who was fucking gifted with these powers, He came into them because of his spirit, even as a small person. Like, he went through life scrawny, riddled with fucking disease and shit, but he still wanted to fight for America. Like, that was cool. And they took all of that and then implanted these false memories, or whatever it's supposed to be, into him, and basically said all that was shit you were doing in the service of Hydra.
Oh, God, yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is fucked up, isn't it, man?
Hydra said...
Not only is it fucked up, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just so nonsensical for
it's a version for the sake of it.
Yeah, it's forcing a stupid plot onto a loved character because we hate this character because the writers at Marvel right now are a bunch of assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're more interested in churning out characters like Riri Williams as she's written, who seems like a very fucking sociopathic person. And this is them saying this is the fucking replacement for Tony Stark. Now, if you don't think about it even in gender flip terms, what they're saying with that is that Tony Stark is a fucking sociopath. So we're supposed to hate him by like modern fucking social standards and shit. Because Riri, kind of embodies all the worst of him as a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I just don't get it. I don't get why they're trying to do this, because like the comics aren't selling. Like it's been garbage ever since the writing style changed and stuff. Because the Captain America I've read some of his comics, and all of it usually has very, very good storylines, and Captain America is, very consistent in his character and stuff. And haven't they made Captain America a girl now? If I'm mistaken, let me know.
There's this, it's a fucky situation. One of the alternate timelines, Captain America's a girl. Then there's America Chavez or whatever her name is, running around just as America.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wow.
And then you have Sam Wilson.
I didn't actually know that was supposed to tie into Captain America at all. And yet it seems so obvious.
Yep. And then you got, Sam Wilson running around as Captain America. You know what's really shitty? And
he quit, though. He did quit.
Yeah, but it's still going under the Captain America header. Like
for the next couple issues, and then they're going to relaunch it as the Falcon.
Which sucks, because I was finally getting a feel for him as Captain America.
Yeah.
And it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't as good as Bucky.
Mm-mm.
But I could still get behind Sam as Cap.
Right. But, you want to talk about Buffy.
Buffy!
You want to talk... Yeah, Buffy. You want to talk about Bucky, and he was one of the, second or third casualties, in this new regime.
Mm-hmm. Along with, what was it, Rick Jones?
Yeah, Rick Jones got murdered in front of a fucking firing squad.
In fact, they're insinuating, I believe, that the two people with that dream Captain America are Rick Jones and Bucky, yeah.
Right. And they're implying that this is Soul World.
They're gonna pop out of Adam Warlock's forehead, aren't they?
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be the best way to fucking finish this. Like, oh, we're live now. We walked out of the Soul Gym, fuck you. This is how it works.
Yeah. Hey, these real heroes, these guys who were real all the time. You know, they were the ghosts or embodiments of the characters you read about before we decided to fuck them over. They were in the fucking Soul Gym the entire time, sitting in the middle of Adam Warlock's head. You know, how fucked up would that be? And hilarious at the same time, and fitting.
Oh God. I don't even want to know how Marvel's gonna fuck everything up with Legacy.
Yeah.
Let's bring back dead characters and old numbering.
Well, you know what I was gonna say? It's kind of fucking funny at this point that, you know, this whole subject is just, you know.
Yeah. Is it a metaphor for America?
Yeah. And it kind of sucks that it's come to that, you know, with a character that I loved growing up, you know, drew him all the time. He was, you know, like I said, one of the characters that kind of inspired me to keep drawing, and I really dug his principles and shit, and, you know, and then I see Marvel do this, and, you know, even more than the SJW pandering and shit, it just pains me to see them treating a character with such history, you know, like a second-class citizen, you know. They change him over to the bad guy side for controversy, and it just, you know, just spits in the face of the character.
But he's white and has blonde hair and blue eyes.
That's true. He should be murdered now. Get the death squads.
But obviously he is Hitler's ideal and would want to continue on a Nazi legacy.
True. In an alternate universe where none of the shit that they're playing out matters. You know, that's kind of what it's kind of what I feel like they're doing. Like killing Bucky, killing Rick Jones and shit. It seems like shit that they're just going to reverse sooner or later. So none of this shit matters.
Why couldn't they kill, like, Rick James?
Or Rick Astley, even, I guess. Although that guy will never give you up or never let you down, so, you know, maybe you want to keep him.
He's perfect for Hydra. Red Skull says, bring me Rick Astley.
Oh, shit. I think this is way more funny than it actually is. So, maybe we should end it?
Nah.
Oh,
dude, it's only been 13 minutes.
I know it feels like...
What? It's only been 13 minutes?
Yeah.
I've been talking for that long.
Well,
God damn. And none of you shut me up.
You're on a roll.
You guys are why this is going to be the best podcast on the fucking internet, right? Did I just call myself that?
If you guys will let me go edgy for a minute here.
Go for it.
Yeah, do it.
I don't remember exactly what issue, but Batman telling Superman at one point, the last time he inspired someone, he was dead. Do you feel that actually still applies? Like, that applies to Captain America as well? That, like, he's only applicable when the media brings him up, but otherwise he's just kind of there?
Yeah.
I mean, he might do big heroic things, but it's just not inspiring anymore.
Well, not just that, but those stories are only relevant when they serve an agenda for some people, you know? Whether it be, you know, waving the flag, you know, like a patriot, or, you know, pointing to the cool stuff America has created. Captain America always seems to fit that niche as somebody you can point to, you know, lazily, you know, as a person in the media, you know?
Do you think that that's Marvel's big problem, is they haven't found a way to make him relevant to what's going on in this country?
Yeah, honestly.
Because, we talk about Superman, as being this invincible character that has no flaws and shit.
Yeah.
Very often, recently, Captain America has been kind of portrayed as that. And I think that is kind of alienating, because even though he is this force for America and stuff, he's at his best when he's, human rather than this symbol. That people can point to prove any point they want to make.
And I feel like it's... How do you personify a fractured mindset in one character without writing the Joker, It's like, there's so much division in the country that you really can't say, here's a symbol, because there's not a single-mindedness to it,
Yeah.
We need another Reagan. I'm just gonna fucking say it.
I think we kind of got one, though.
What, did we dig up Reagan and reanimate his corpse?
Deadpool did. But
That
no.
was a good point.
I don't think we did.
That's
I just,
unfortunate.
But
I don't know.
I don't disagree that we need that kind of fucking sharpshooter again. Somebody who didn't care, who just got shit done.
I feel like Marvel needs to start writing new heroes.
That too.
They need to bring some new ideas to the table.
Now,
honestly,
well, see, and if we're being honest, America was one of those chances. For them to kind of do it.
Yeah. Now, I want to bring up a different aspect of this. Do you think that what's going to happen when Chris Evans finally goes, I can't be Captain America anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be... Are they going to take the risk of, bringing up a new actor, or are they just going to go, Robert Downey Jr., that shit?
That's a good question.
Or do you think they're just going to go the safe route and hand it off to a secondary character?
No, I think that's what they're going to do. And there's a chance, with these new comics that, America might actually be the replacement for Cap instead of like Sam Wilson, who would be a better candidate. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that shit that is infesting their comics starts infesting the movies. Anyway,
That just, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. But you can see it, right?
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if Cap's got to be replaced in the next phase or whatever, like, I'd rather go to Sam Wilson. That guy was, Cap's buddy, even in the fucking framework of the movies. He's established in the second as a fucking friend and somebody he can rely on and shit. And that's only played out over the next few movies. Avengers 2 and fucking Civil War and shit.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are fucking buddies who would have each other's back, and he's almost equally as fucking capable as Cap with that wingsuit and shit, even without the super soldier serum and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And his tag is always like, I do what he does, only, a couple seconds later or whatever. But even though he's kind of like taking inspiration from Cap and shit, he's his own character in the framework of the movies. And I would like to see him take up the mantle because in the framework of the movies, he's the most deserving. But if this SJW shit kind of like seeps off into the movie biz, then we could very well see like America take over for Captain America and shit.
Now, see, I want Bucky.
Yeah, right. Everyone, well, no, and that's the thing. He's, he does have that friendship with Cap in the movies too, and it's really strong. And he spent Civil War fucking protecting him, from the law and shit. So
I just want that redemptive arc for Bucky.
Yeah. And that was the great thing in Winter Soldier, when he threw his fucking shield at him and he grabbed it and held it for a second.
Yeah.
It was kind of evocative of that, So I would hope that would be the logical place, either him or Sam, most likely him,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That would make the most sense and would please fans, but just the things at Marvel have gotten really weird ever since Disney took over.
Yeah, and particularly in the realm of comics.
Yeah,
they've targeted the wrong group with the wrong product. When Marvel's always been kind of a publisher, that studio that actually kind of folded diversity into its books naturally. We always saw characters of different nationalities and even sexual preferences and stuff in the 90s and into the 2000s. So like Marvel was always a studio that understood the pulse of society and shit and was progressive, just because it was the thing to do, not because people were telling you to. And now that kind of makes the fact that they've switched in this weird Tumblr approved direction to be kind of a betrayal of that, because this is the shit that's always worked for them. These are the people that have always supported them, and they're going to abandon them for a group of people who never buy comics, never buy any fucking entertainment media if you have ever interacted with these people. And they're the group that Marvel wants to go after, And I think that's kind of fucked up.
It is. But, yeah, I've been, just kind of flipping through some things. You know what I would really like to see in the movies?
What?
They're going to eventually have to hand off the shield to somebody. I'd like to see Chris Evans stick, or that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stick around and keep playing Steve Rogers. Have him come back as, Nomad or something, Like he did in the comics, where he's like, I quit being Captain America, and then, what's-his-face took over? U.S. Agent.
No shit. That's actually pretty fucking clever, because that opens it up to that kind of comic book expansion. Even beyond the movies, what the movies are establishing. They're able to create these spin-offs that fucking work into the whole mythology and shit. That's fucking great.
I wonder if that's too smart for Disney, though.
And that way they can keep Chris Evans on and even have him play an older Steve Rogers at some point, if they needed him to. And that's always been one of the strengths, I think, that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had. It's like everybody with the exception of, God, what was the guy who played Rhodey in the first Iron Man?
Terrence Howard?
Yeah. With the exception of, Terrence Howard and fucking American History X guy, Ed Norton. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been pretty, consistent with its casting and shit. And then you look over on the DC side where, Ben Affleck's already saying he doesn't want to play Batman past the Justice League movie. And that's due out this year, I believe.
Yeah, a little after my birthday.
Right.
That's fine. We don't want him playing Batman that long.
Well, point is, though, you've got Marvel actors who have been playing characters since 2005. Fucking that long, 12 years or whatever. And then you've got guys on the DC side
who don't last,
who are
just 3 years.
Right. And I think that is the biggest difference between those two, studios and their movies for me, is that Marvel has managed to maintain this consistency, even in tone. Like, even with movies like Guardians of the Galaxy or Doctor Strange, which are a little off the beaten path, they still fit in with the overall tone of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is fun and, easy to watch and entertaining and shit. And then you watch the DC Universe, and it's a fucking slow fucking slog through these movies that don't make a lot of fucking thematic sense, even within themselves. Like, Batman vs. Superman was just a boring fucking movie. And since it built upon the Man of Steel framework, of course, we're watching a Superman who is like, he's already killed the dude, and fucking destroyed half of Metropolis and shit. So it's kind of hard to empathize with him when he shows up. So you kind of want Batman to kill his fucking ass.
Right.
And that is the effect of a Snyder movie. You know what I'm saying?
When you want the hero to die.
Yeah. When you just don't give a fuck because everything you've just watched is hugely, mega, immensely absurd. And we as fans of comics in general, Jason, as people who would like both DC and Marvel to succeed at the box office, we're asked to take this shit just to keep DC making movies. And that frustrates me.
And I hate to say it, even their best effort, Wonder Woman, wasn't that good.
It was boring and largely a fucking retread of Captain America. Just set in World War I.
And, huge fucking spoiler alert, when fucking what's-his-face, Ares, finally does show up, you're like, oh, it's the guy I pegged for him, an hour and a half ago.
Right. But you do get to see Gal dress up at one point in several outfits until she finds the one that makes her look most me, I guess. I don't know what the hell the point of that was. But it goes on. And that's the kind of scenes you're subjected to in this movie.
The real redeeming factor of that movie, honestly, was that, fucking secretary lady. It's like, she doesn't do much, but, she gets a couple quips in there, you're just like, God damn, that's on point.
Yeah.
And, that's the high point of the movie.
So when the background actors are actually fucking pulling it, you've had a turd. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree, It's an overhyped movie. I mean, it's important, I guess, to the DC Trinity that they're trying to set up now. But as far as a solo movie, it just kind of falls flat. It's kind of weak.
What's weird is she actually kind of looks like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It was another one of those really spot-on fucking casting jobs. I have to give it that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Gal is the best part of the movie for me. Her portrayal as Diana is, and Wonder Woman, it's great.
But I
have no problem with her.
Yeah, to get this back on target, though, the sad reality is Captain America did it better.
It did, right. And that's the thing. I mean, it's a slog through a war with a character who's superpowered, and she ends up saving the day from the bad guy who may as well be Red Skull, although he's David Thewlis. Spoiler alert. Yeah.
By the way, the one person in the movie you would never buy is Ares.
Right. And like Jason said, you'll peg him fucking early on. It's not hard to...
one of these things is not like the other.
Uh-huh.
One of these things is dumb.
Yeah. And
that's a shame. I hadn't seen that yet.
I will say though, the movie isn't the feminist emblem that folks want it to be. Some folks want it to be. It is a movie that treats its male and female characters like equals.
I mean,
everything
for
about
fuck's
them.
sake, it does even pass the Bechdel test.
Hey, well, to be fair, Diana talks to that guy, Steven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but still, it's just like.
but
I
you
know
gotta
that's
admit, though,
not. I know that's not to be taken as a serious metric, but
right. But I mean, all things considered, though, like Chris, or what is his name? Fucking Chris
Pine?
Yeah, he wasn't bad. Gal Gadot wasn't bad. It was the writing that was bad. You know,
yeah,
like they did a good job in the movie. You know, and I think everybody did a serviceable job. It's just, it was, you know,
but what you're building on wasn't good to begin with.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather just watch Captain America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Captain America
Yep.
was a really great movie.
I would
and apparently
almost even rather watch the '90s made-for-TV Captain America.
Oh no,
I have not seen that.
No. Although that's not far off, Jason. I'll give that to you, man.
Oh, dude, Dick, you need to see it one day.
The J.D. Salinger one, in particular.
Yeah,
You gotta see that, man. This fucking helmet with the wings painted on it, and he's riding a fucking motorcycle.
Jesus.
And the
Okay,
shield
Daryl,
is
I
Love that
see-through.
movie.
Remember the see-through shield, Daryl?
Yes, I do. And he mounted it on his
Onto the fucking motorcycle.
What the fuck, man?
And the Red
That
Skull.
Oh, God. Was that the Italian Red Skull?
I don't remember.
Yeah, see? I saw too many crappy Captain America movies in my childhood. But yeah, you know, I would almost put hyperbolically put that above fucking Wonder Woman, because that was entertaining, if only in an ironic way. You know?
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman was just flat out boring.
So when's the next Captain America movie? Wait, sorry, Black Panther.
I'm looking forward to fucking Infinity Gauntlet, dude. Infinity War.
Dude, I'm looking forward to Spider-Man.
Yeah, that does look good. And the early reviews have been real positive, man.
You know the only thing it needs, though?
Huh.
Captain America.
I was going to say more Aunt May.
Dude, what is it? It's gotten to the point where I want to bang Aunt May. I'm just going to get there with it.
Dude, everybody wants to bang that Aunt May.
But I mean,
And
granted,
also-
if you didn't
and
want
also
to
the
bang
one
that,
in-
in the Raimi trilogy.
Yes, I did. I think we all did, right? She
Dick,
was
that sound right to you?
Yeah.
She was a gilf, right?
Yeah. Awkwardly, but
All I'm saying is that I've been over her walker. Come on.
Jesus Christ. But yeah.
Wow. Some good weed. Hey, Jason, can we put this on the internet?
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's a war crime, but we can do it.
All right. Hey, listen, if we murder your ears, then you were listening for way too long. That's your fault. And if you can hear this, then your ears aren't fucked. So, shut up.
You're good.
I'm
Well,
a dumbass.
I got something to bring it back on topic, kinda. I want more crossover in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I don't mean big movies like, Infinity Gauntlet and shit, but like, a lot of these characters take place in the same area, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Those-
Spider-Man Homecoming seems to be doing what I want. Bringing in Iron Man just for, kind of like a one-issue crossover kind of thing.
Right.
Or a guest appearance.
But Jason, are you talking more like those swingovers and shit? Like just having those background references? You know that?
No. More like how Jessica Jones brought in Nick Cage. Or Luke Cage.
Okay.
Yeah, it brought in Nick Cage, too.
So, continue to introduce characters organically by need of the story.
And not even necessarily introduce, but, bring in from other situations,
properties.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I really love how they're building Claire Temple in the backgrounds of all the series.
Mm-hmm.
They need more shit like that going on. I think, while the MCU is good, it can have a more interwoven feel naturally.
Well, yeah. And a lot of that is, the fucking bureaucracy behind the studios and the
rights issues,
arms
and all
and
that
shit.
shit.
Yeah. Like, well, they have all the same rights for the TV stuff that they do for the movies and stuff, so that's no big deal. It's just they seem to feel that they've created these two separate things, and they don't want them to interplay too much. And I think part of it, honestly, as somebody listening to this shit, I'm kind of inclined to believe that it's more about, like, not setting unrealistic expectations by having these characters meet on the screen. Because, what you see in the movies, you'd expect to see on the TV again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's, bringing that TV content, or that movie content to the TV screen is, I think, one of the bigger problems, because you only have that one-way interplay. And I think, part of them also believes that, people are going to expect that reciprocacy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If the movies display the TV characters, why can't the TV shows have the movie characters? And I think it's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. Honestly.
Well, I'm not saying, we should see Daredevil in the next fucking Avengers movie or some shit,
Yeah.
But, like,
no.
I don't see any reason if you can negotiate the payments and shit that, like, the next Spider-Man movie can't have, like, Captain America show up or...
Oh, yeah.
Captain Marvel or fucking Doctor Strange or some shit.
Right.
In fact, I would not mind seeing a team up between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange on the big screen.
No shit.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be fucking awesome. Yeah.
Or better yet, Awesome Facial Hair Bros, the movie. Fucking Strange
Tony
and Stark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, would you not love to see that?
I would buy 2 tickets.
It's like, I'd pirate that when the freaking Russians get it, or the Chinese.
Okay, now, that's no level of dedication at all, man. You gotta jump into this shit wholeheartedly.
Dude, we live on a government stipend. We don't have that kind of money.
That is true. We are poor people.
I mean, literally the entire budget for this show is a Hot Pocket.
Yeah, and I expect that later.
I already ate that like 3 weeks ago, dude.
God damn it, dude. I know you need
Did you
to
really
live.
want to eat this one?
I know you need to live, but so do I, dude.
And to be fair, it was just like, one of those ham and cheese ones. It wasn't like a fucking...
Oh, was it the lean one?
Yeah.
Dude, then I'd rather fucking starve. So you did me a favor.
It's not like
Thank
I got a Philly's, cheesesteak one.
Oh, God, don't talk about food, dude. I'm about to eat a hobo. Don't fucking go there.
That's not hyperbole. He actually has a hobo in his room.
I do. That guy's ribs are looking prime. That's some veal shit right there, guys. I will eat that guy's face. What the fuck am I saying?
I don't even know.
It's all in the service of the show. And that is fucking warped. Okay. Forgive my insane clown-like laughter.
That is a good point. How many movies does Chris Evans have left as Captain America?
Like 2. The next 2 Avengers. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. And folks are already talking about making a holographic Robert Downey Jr. So, you know,
Do we have Phase 4 even planned out yet?
not that they've told us mostly.
Damn.
I mean, aside from the next Avengers movie, which I guess is going to be the second part of that is going to be the end of Phase 4. God, it better be, right? I mean, it's a fucking Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
You can't really end that without changing everything. Which I think they're going to do, man. I think they're going to use the Infinity Gauntlet to fucking shake up the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Kill off a couple people who want other contracts.
Yep. You know, actors who didn't sign up for another movie, we'll replace them. And we can now because this is a reboot of the universe. Or whatever, you know? I mean, that reality, Jim. Imagine if its last fucking use on screen is a fucking character wishing, you know, using it to fucking reboot the universe, you know? Like Mantis fucking reaches up, even, you know, because they're building her up to be a fucking major character and shit, so. Not Mantis, but, Nebula, sorry. But, you know, they're building up Nebula to be this, you know, important character and shit, so. And we all know the importance she had in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline.
Yep.
So I can even, you know, see her changing the fucking universe with the Soul Gem. And that's it. Like, there's no resolution to that fucking Infinity Gauntlet storyline. That's left in limbo as the fucking universe changes. Yeah, you know?
Yeah,
and viewers are treated to an all-new fucking reboot of that shit.
There's only 2 movies slated for Phase 4. And they've said it may not even be Phase 4. It may just be a new paradigm for Marvel.
Right? And which ones? Homecoming 2?
Well, it's not going to be Homecoming 2, but the second Spider-Man project. And
they already said it. Oh, yeah.
And Guardians Volume 3.
Yeah.
And even that doesn't have a date attached to it other than sometime after 2019.
Right. Which is after the end of Infinity Gauntlet. Or Infinity War. So, you know, take of that what you will.
And they've also said Adam Warlock will be very important to it. And that means more Marvel Cosmic.
He'll be important to the Infinity War?
No, to Phase 4, sorry.
Phase 4.
Yeah.
Right, with Guardians 3.
He may be in more than that.
Now, see, this is where I think the reality shift thing comes into play. Because these characters, you know, remember Adam Warlock spent a lot of time in the Soul Gem, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. So imagine if this character, you know, as he's, you know, born into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is actually existing in the fucking Soul Gem, you know, and everything was shunted there, you know, at the end of Infinity War. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm getting way ahead of myself there. Sorry.
Well, yeah. And not only that, it's all the ways cool. that Infinity War could fuck with the landscape of the movies.
Right.
You know, writing Chris Evans out as Captain America, which is probably going to be likely. You want the big name death scene, you know? Or the big scene where he quits.
Right. I hope that scene is with Chris Evans, you know, is that fucking seminal scene in the book where Captain America stands up to Thanos. I want to see that on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
How much you want to bet they don't do it?
I don't know, they might.
It would suck if they didn't.
Yeah, that too. I think they will. I think that's a very iconic panel.
They have shown the the hardcover, like, definitive edition of Infinity Gauntlet on the set.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they are pulling from the comics some places.
Oh, they better have that scene then. That's all I want. Well, and to see Thanos fucking around with the Infinity Stones. I want a fucking fun version of that storyline. Like, I know it's not going to be super faithful, because of the, kind of limitations of the cinematic universe.
We don't want it to be.
Right. Exactly. Like, that's the thing. I'm totally cool with them taking it off in their own direction. As long as it has those, really cool, key, iconic scenes in it, then that's really all I need. And that I'm sure there's a lot of people listening to this going, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He should want super accurate shit all the time, but
no,
you're right.
Put it this way, would you want to read an alternate reality comic where it's the same stories just drawn by different people with the same dialogue, same framing? Who cares?
Yeah.
We want a new idea.
Exactly. And Jason might agree with me. Even as like super fans of Preacher, I as a super fan of the show, the book, I'm watching the show now, and
you spoil any of season 2, and I will kick you.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to. I'm going to say that in spite of the changes, the many fucking changes, I'm enjoying the show for what it is. It is faithful in the way that it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It is not a slavish adaptation of the comic, but the characters ring true, the situations and everything. Like, for the most part, that's solid shit. So, I don't know what point I set out to make, because I got really stoned right now. No.
Well, it's just that we don't need a one-to-one adaptation.
Right. That's it. Right. And that's the thing. It is not in any way a one-to-one adaptation. But it is fun to see how they interpret the world that we really enjoy in the books. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are people with a clear reverence for the source material. No matter what the detractors say, this isn't a show that fucking shits on its fucking source material. It twists it and fucking turns it into something unique that pays homage, to the Ennis and Dylan book. So, and that carries on in season 2 as we see new characters and shit that I cannot talk about because Jason will kill me.
Yeah. But it's like how when Marvel decided to launch the Ultimate line, that's what made it work. It was familiar characters in new situations, new ideas, new twists on what we've already seen and know.
Right. And it was also meant to appeal to new readers who weren't familiar with that 50, 60 years of backstory prior to that stuff. So it was a fresh reboot meant to bring new readers in and kind of, coax people who were interested in comics but too daunted, to bother with them, just to coax them in too. And it worked.
Yeah, I read a lot of them, actually, at the time.
Yeah, and it was some pretty cutting-edge shit for the time.
Like, honestly, like, a good 40-50% of my pull list was Ultimate.
Yeah. Remember when fucking Wolverine let Cyclops fall off that cliff?
I wish they had done that in reality. Like, the main reality.
Right.
It's like Wolverine straight kills Cyclops off. Instead of M-Pox.
Everybody wants Cyclops dead.
And the Ultimate version of Captain America was pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one scene, you think this A stands for France? And it was like, well, damn. But then he's got the naivete, where he couldn't figure out Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch were fucking.
Oh, yeah. Even when it was explicitly pointed out to him.
Like, who was it? Was it Jan? It was like, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, they have more than a sibling love.
It's like, dude, no.
Yeah. That was really fucked up, though. That whole storyline.
So, Daryl, who was the best ever Captain America artist, and why was it Rob Liefeld?
Don't you dare say that ever again.
I say Steve McNiven.
Really?
Right? That's his name, right? God, did I get it right? Yeah. No. Yeah, he's my choice. For sure.
Are you sure?
Although Jack Kirby, of course, if I wanted to go the safe route.
Yeah, I like
I'd say
McNiven's art.
Yeah. But I'd say Kirby if I wanted to pander. But no, I like Steve McNiven stuff.
See, I'd say Kirby still, but not trying to pander. It's just I have an affection for, Silver and Gold Age art.
Yeah, well, so do I. But I don't want to pander to that. I have a bias. I cannot let it out. Okay, that was weird. Let's get the conversation back on track.
I don't know. I mean, that one's some pretty weird places, dude.
Yeah.
No, another
it
one
always does.
I'd have to say is Joe Simon.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's more Kirby era stuff, Back when Captain America was still blatant propaganda. And of course, as always, I have to fucking pander, Alex Ross.
Yeah. Well,
I could look at a picture, painting Alex Ross instead of a flaming paper bag and still think it was great.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I agree, and that's why I feel bad for not mentioning him. Because, yeah, that motherfucker can paint.
He's pretty much like, he just is an everybody artist,
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't stick to any one specific character. He just goes everywhere, paints everything, and makes you want to chop your own hand off in spite.
Yep. Even his fucking pencil work is amazing. Like, you might not expect that of a painter. That guy's fucking pencil work is tight.
Like, I'm really excited to see I don't think I've seen, if there even is a copy of it out there, the final version of his Beatles piece. I should look into that.
Yeah. Good work.
It looks like it's out. Holy shit. This is really fucking good. As if I expect anything less from Alex Ross. But yeah. Yeah! Sorry. I just keep looking at this, I'm like, damn. Alex Ross is too fucking talented, man. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna call it tonight.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, go support your local comic shop, support the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, support us, we have drug habits to feed, and
our troops.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.